Today on Drawbli.
Ben is enamored with the sketching process.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are self-taught artists documenting our journey of learning to draw, which is of course better with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here and share your artwork on Instagram with hashtag Drawbli.
Do it, share it. So as you know, Abby, I've been more than a little into drawing lately, which is very different from, I think, where we started on our Drawbli journey.
You have always been a put the color down and big swatches immediately. I've been a line person my entire drawing life.
We've shifted. You were originally the line person, now I'm the line person.
I'm still the line person.
Now you're the, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, your lines are better. So I've been doing a lot of sketching lately.
I love this reference.
Thank you. I took it myself.
It's you.
From the internet. I took it from the internet myself. Yes, that's me. That face reveal.
Face reveal. I love the color of green he's wearing.
It's a great color of green. So I've been really loving drawing lately, which, with a channel like Drawbli makes sense. It's in the title.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've always been bad at lines during our whole process of Drawbli, and I feel like it's time for me to grind it out, put in the time, and get better at it.
Absolutely. So what do you feel like has been your biggest improvement lately in the line game?
So I recently watched a video by the artist Ben Esblin, and something about it just kind of got me thinking more about my shapes that I'm drawing when I'm drawing with lines in this early stage of the process. Mm-hmm. So that is something that I kind of thought pretty hard about and focused on during this process, as well as focusing on that gosh dang old perspective. He had this really great tip for working on perspective.
What was it?
For focusing on the transition between the front plane of the face and the side plane of the face. It's this line, this invisible line that runs up the cheekbone all the way down to the chin. And it's a great separator line. Using that to like mirror over to the other side to get the silhouette. I
think I've seen some artists leave that in as a stylistic choice. Sanguine does.
They do on occasion. So I do put that line in typically along the cheekbone, but like thinking about that and how it reflects over to the other side, and just using that for 3/4 faces and faces in perspective a little more has been helpful to just kind of think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, Ben Esblin, check out their most recent video. It was very interesting.
Cool. I like all the references you're doing. So is this video just going to be sketches?
No, of course not.
Oh, so you have one that you decide is your favorite sketch and you take the rest of the way into a full painting?
Yes, essentially.
That's something I really like to do, like spend like a morning like doing sketches, and then by that time I'm like, all warmed up. Whatever I'm painting next usually becomes like the thing I take to a more finished point and spend a lot more time on. And it feels really good to do that. Yeah,
so I wanted to show off a bunch of my sketches. Sorry that you got a little spoiler there of the young Brad Pitt that flashed on screen for like half a second. I did not do young Brad Pitt. I decided to move on to some other sketches
I was going to say, this is a very stylized young Brad Pitt.
This was just from my head, something quick, just playing with some shapes, thinking about my own style a little more, proportions, etc., etc. As some viewers know, I've been playing with hair a lot lately.
It's really symmetrical. I'm really impressed by how good your symmetry is. Like even when you're flipping your canvas, it barely shifts. For me, when I'm doing something from my head without using a symmetry tool, I flip and it's like, oh no. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Whereas you flip and it's just like mirror image. It looks awesome.
Have you seen I'm sure you have seen the TikTok trend where people are like using the mirror filter and it just like flips back and forth really quick on their face, like forward, mirrored. For me, if I were to do that, it'd be like womp, 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 womp.
That's banana. A lot of people.
Most people, because I've studied faces for a really long time, I have something, I call it the banana face, because most people have a slight curve to their face, like very, very slight. But enough that if you are to mirror your face pretty quickly back and forth, it's very noticeable.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the last thing we need. More things to be self-conscious about that we can't fix. Good.
So this is the sketch that I take a lot further right here. And I think that's a little obvious because I'm spending more time in this phase cleaning things up. Being more careful.
Yes.
If I'm deciding that I think early on, if I'm deciding that I'm gonna like paint something, I'm gonna spend a lot more time being careful in the early stage to really nail things.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's important to start out with a sketch that really looks like what you would almost want the finished piece to resemble. And I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but the number of times I've started off with like a sketch that I'm like, it's close enough.
Yeah, and then you move on to painting and you're like, oh no.
And you spend so much time fixing things that you could have just gotten right from the beginning if you'd spent a little more time with your sketch. So good job, you.
I literally used to do that all the time, which is why I'm trying to get better at drawing, because I want to I want to figure out all this stuff during the early process so that I don't have all these issues later. Which, yeah, like I said earlier, is so different from how I used to think and how I used to work, which is really interesting for me because I'm excited to see what other things end up like that. Like, what am I doing right now that 6 months from now I'm gonna look at and be like, what the was I thinking? Like, why?
Right. I mean, I have memories of you saying to me at some point, like, oh, I don't think the drawing process is as important as just being able to paint it. And
I never said that.
You did.
No.
This is a long time ago now.
I would never.
You totally did.
Nuh-uh.
And it's totally something you would say.
I reserve the right to change my opinion on anything and everything at any moment.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. As Maya Angelou says, do the best you can until you know better. And when you know better, be better or do better.
Thanks, Maya Angelou.
She's the greatest. She's on a quarter.
She's on a quarter. Are you on a quarter?
Not me, are you?
No, exactly. Because we don't have cool phrases like that.
No, but we keep careful track of the quarters because we go to a grocery store where you have to put a quarter into the cart to get a cart, and then you get it back at the end. But this involves like switching out your quarter sometimes.
So yes, this is very important for everyone watching to understand. Our quarter collection that we're slowly building up within my car's quarter pocket.
Yes.
Which is that at the end of Aldi, you trade carts with the cart they have at the end, and you get a new quarter. So you take in your crappy old quarter that's boring from like 2004, you slide that in there.
Yes.
You get out a new Maya Angelou quarter at the end, and it's like best day of your life.
There's one quarter that has bats on it. I mean, can you beat that? Bats on a quarter?
Bats on a quarter.
Bats on a quarter.
Wow.
There's a lot of cool quarter designs. This could go on a quarter. What do you think?
I appreciate the optimism. I'll say I agree with you. Yes, it could go on a quarter, but it would be like a personally made quarter, I think.
A personally made quarter. When they allow you to mint custom quarters.
Well, yeah, of course.
This is my face on a $6 bill.
Yeah, when currency's no longer even legal tender and all you can use is space bucks.
Space bucks.
Bitcoin's gone. Everything's gone. It's just space bucks now.
It's people who bought stars.
Oh yeah.
People, yeah.
Yes, if you own a star, that's one space buck.
There's a little bit of time. I think you can still do this, where you can technically buy a star, and you go and you tell them like, "Hey, I want a star," and they say, "Okay, cool. This one's yours.
This star is yours," and you get to name it. Remember?
Do you get to name it?
You get to name your star.
I don't think you get to name it.
I'm almost positive you do.
I highly doubt the scientific.
Why would I buy a star? Like, I bought the star, I own it. I obviously get to name the star, Abby. Think about it.
I'll have to look this up.
It's just science.
Have you ever wanted to buy a star?
Not until just now. And the answer is absolutely. Of course I want to buy a star. Owning a star, are you kidding me?
It's a romantic gesture.
But who are you buying this star from is the real question.
The scientists who own the data on all the stars.
Are you buying it from like NASA? Like,
maybe.
Does NASA?
But they don't own the stars to begin with, so it seems like a bit of a sham to me. Kind of like, let me sell you the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. That was a thing back in the 30s or so. Like,
what?
People would sell fake deeds to things, and it was like an exaggeration of the charlatans that you would be sold a deed to like the Golden Gate Bridge.
What? I've never heard of this. This is literally insane.
Yeah. Oh, it's a thing. Fake deeds. I mean, imagine just saying, I own this. I'll sell it to you. Here's a deed.
I would immediately question the authenticity of the person attempting to sell me the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco.
Yeah, but would you question somebody trying to sell you the Statue of Liberty?
Well, no, you drive that's a good point.
Or what about the house across the street?
Actually, yes.
We know them.
Yeah, but the Statue of Liberty, absolutely not, no.
No.
Oh, you know what I just remembered? I remembered that I forgot to do something.
What'd you forget?
I forgot to add more noise and texture to this at the end.
Oh, I've never even done that. Don't worry about it.
But it gets it a little bit further away from the digital look, the digital feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I specifically worked on this piece and I was like, I'm gonna kick this hair's butt. I hate this hair so much. It turns out so bad.
Every time I'm thinking I'm gonna like a hair like work that I do, that's when I end up hating it. I'm like, it's muddy, it doesn't read, and then the hair that I spend 2 seconds on, I'm like, I love it. It's a masterpiece.
Oh man, maybe that's what I need to do is just spend 2 seconds on it. Because I actually enjoyed the look of this whole piece when the hair was just one flat color a lot more. It was like graphically more interesting. And now it's just getting like messy. I do paint over top of a lot of the muddiness, but still, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? There's not much you can do.
You're gonna keep doing.
Scientists haven't found the way.
They haven't. Literally, no one knows how to draw hair yet.
No.
We're all still working on it together.
Yeah.
One day we'll figure it out.
The only reason we know what hair even looks like is from looking at each other and in the mirror, but art, no way to realistically render hair.
Absolutely zero. But I will probably be the first person to crack it. Like, I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I'm pretty excited.
Well, the world is waiting with bated breath to see what you have
I would
in
like
store.
the process to be named after me. You know how there's like drawing and painting? I want it to be called benning.
Benning?
Yeah.
Benning. Okay, that sounds very British. Oh, I'd love to come down for a benning.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to work on my accent, but I think
I'll have to work on mine too, obviously.
I think we can make it work. And when thousands of years in the future, when people are still benning, like obviously nobody would name their kid Ben in the future because nobody would name their kid Draw now or Paint. Like that's just
maybe
weird,
they
right?
would. Baby names are coming out of left field these days, so
well,
could happen.
maybe 2,000 years.
Yeah,
we'll let it.
It'll
let it
circle
cycle
back into popularity.
Circle back around. All right, Abby. Do you know what time it is?
I bet I do.
It is time for the first ever Masterpiece Minute.
I am so excited for this. So in Masterpiece Minute, we are going to generate a random noun. We are going to set a timer for 1 minute, and then we have 1 minute. This is a contest, by the way.
This is a contest.
So you can judge in the comments if you would like. We won't listen or dole out awards. Just kidding. We will wait with bated breath on your opinion.
I am winning this.
I am winning this.
So we have 1 minute to draw a masterpiece based on this random word, which I'm about to generate right now, which I'm a little scared.
I'm scared too.
Here we go. The word is village.
Village.
Okay, we have 1 minute to draw village. Abby, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Pencils at the ready.
I'm ready.
Go! The village. Oh man. I'm
Did you ever see The Village?
Oh my god, 1,000,000 times, Abby. You have no idea how many times I've seen The Village. It was one of the few movies that we owned. I don't know how old I would have been when The Village came out, but
I never saw it.
Okay.
I was too scared. It's not for me.
It's a movie. It's M. Night Shyamalan at his best. I would say. I have not seen the new one where they're on. I think it's just called Old, where they're like on the beach, right?
Okay, sure. No, I don't. I've seen Signs, and that was pretty scary for me. I didn't handle it the best.
Signs.
Signs
is good.
Signs is really good, and now I really like it. But I'm not a big scary movie person.
You are not. Anytime there is a scary thumbnail, oh my god, it's already over.
Oh my gosh.
Anytime there's a scary thumbnail on like Netflix or something when we're scrolling, Abby's like, no, scroll past it quick.
Yeah, I don't like scary.
Okay. So obviously I have made a masterpiece here in 1 minute. But the question is, have you made a masterpiece?
I have.
All right, let me see your masterpiece. It takes a village to raise. Oh my god, this is like a Baba Yaga situation.
Yeah, with the chicken legs,
Okay.
it takes a village to raise
Wow.
a child.
For some reason, my drawing, we have like something weird going on in our brain because I also drew a chicken on top of my village. And I said village because at the time there was only one building, and then I drew a second building, and I ran out of time.
Oh my gosh. Well, who do you think won?
Oh, definitely me, for sure.
No,
for
it
sure,
was
for
me.
sure,
Me for
sure,
funny.
sure.
All right, we're gonna table that discussion. Let the comments decide.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I want to see the finished result of this artwork because I want to see how this masterpiece turns out. Here's
Well,
the
first,
sketches.
of course, all the sketches,
All the
which I
one-
had a lot of fun working
Those
on.
were
I didn't,
so good.
I didn't show off all of them, but
Yeah, I love that girl with the hair and the ponytails.
I'm practicing hair. Trying to
So
practice all the
good.
hairs.
And here's the finished work, the sketch that got to go a little bit farther.
Let's get a little further.
Her piercings are so
generous.
realistic.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Oh
I
my
don't know about
gosh.
realistic. but-
Well, hey, great job. Beautiful tones on the skin. Beautiful, like, difference between the background and your portrait. I think you've created a real masterpiece today.
Oh, so I've created two masterpieces.
Well,
is
one.
what
I
you're
obviously 1 minute to masterpiece today.
saying. Beg to differ.
Beg to differ.
And if you want to beg to differ, click that like and subscribe button.
And share your work on Instagram with hashtag Drawbli because drawing is better with friends.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Goomba. Abby, I think it's pretty clear who won the very first Masterpiece Minute, and
You can't beat Baba Yaga and an old phrase like, it takes a village to raise a child. That's how people say it.
Baba Yaga?
Baba Yaga.